Welcome, guys. Welcome again to another class. As you know, today is Monday, okay? And today we're going to be learning a new topic that I know that you will enjoy a lot and that I know that you will love to. As you know, today we're going to be learning more about August, okay? So, today, let's introduce first the word of the day before go into the reading. So, let's go with the word of today. So guys, let's go into the word of today. So the word of today is courteous. Do you know what is courteous? Courteous, let's go to see. To be courteous, okay? To be courteous means to be polite and to show respect for other people, okay? I know that we have this very clear. We have this very clear what we are talking about, the word of the day. So today word is courteous, and it says that to be courteous is like to be respectful, okay? That you respect other people, that you respect others. That is to be courteous. For that reason, you need to be very polite all the time. So now let's go into see how we adapt this to the reading of today. Okay, guys? So now let's go in ahead with the reading of today and let's going to see how we can implement it. So now let's go to the reading. Let's get back to the reading again. So we're here again, guys. Okay, to the reading. So now let's go into start. Okay, today we're gonna be learning more about what is August. Okay, and we're going to implement the word courteous to this reading today. So now let's go ahead with the reading, guys, and please pay careful attention to all what we are going to read for you. Okay, so now let's go, guys. We have here August. We have what a piece of work is a man, is a man. How noble in reason, how infinity in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in ap- apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world. Shakespeare, Hamlet. We can see here, guys, that here we're going to know in this reading information about the life of Agus, okay, that we have been discussing. That Agus is an special boy, okay, he's an special kid, and now we're gonna to be learning more about him. For that reason, I invite you to pay very careful attention to what we're going to discuss. And let's go with the reading. So now, we're going to start with the North Pole, okay? Let's going to see what this reading talks about. Okay, let's go. The spoop lamp was a big hit at the science fair. Jack and I got an, an A for it. So they got a A. They got a great job. Okay, a good grade. It was the first I got in my class, the first A. Wow. In any class all year long. So he was gypsed. All the science first project were set up on tables in the gym. It was the same setup at the Egyptian museums back in December, except this time there were volcanoes and molecule dioramas on the table instead of pyramids and pharaohs. And instead of the kids taking our parents around to look at everybody else artifact, we had to stand by our tables while all the parents wandered around the room and came over to us one by one. So we can see right here that they are talking about that years before in another science fairs, they were to a museum, okay? They were meeting this museum to meet in new places, and in this way, they could learn more. But they are very grateful and they are very proud because August said that is the first time when he got a A. Good. Let's go. Here is the math on that one. 60 kids in the grade equals 60 set of parents and doesn't even include grandparents. So that's a minimum of 120 pairs of eyes that find their way over to me. Eyes that Aaron has used to me has their kid. Eyes are by now. It's like how compass noodles always point north, no matter which way you are fancy. All those eyes are compasses, and unlike the North Pole to them. That's why I still don't like the school events that include parents. I, I don't hate them as much as I did the last beginning of the school year. Like the Thanksgiving sharing festival, that was the worst one. I think that was the first time I had to face the parents at all, at all once. The Egyptians Museum came after that, but that one was okay because I got to dress up as a mummy and nobody noticed me. Then came the winter concert, which I like. I was on display. The New Year art show wasn't quite as bad, but it was still parents come to check it out. It was like starting school all over again, having introspecting adults pass me on the starways. So we can see that he had been going for another places, for a museums, for museums art, things like that. But all the time there were included all the parents, okay, and grandparents. For that reason, he feels like very uncomfortable, uncomfortable, okay, uncomfortable, because all the parents and all the grandparents were right there, and they were like telling him that, hey, August, do this. Hey, August, you don't do this. I was like, oh my God, I want to be alone. So anyway, it is not that I care that people react to me. Like I said a Galatian times, I'm used to that by now. I don't let it bother me. It's like when you are outside and it's drizzling a little. You don't put on butt for a drizzle. You don't even open your umbrella. You walk through and barely notice your hair getting wet. But when it's hot, gym full of parents, the drizzle becomes like his total hurricane. Everybody eyes hit you like a wall of water. So we can see right here, they are talking about they were in a gym. They were in a gym, and all the parents and all the people were into the gym. And August felt that that was like an hurricane. The other people was look at him, and he was like, oh my God, all the people is look at me. Because as you know, Agus has a problem in his face, okay? For that reason, Agus can sometimes don't feel very good being in an environment with a lot of people because the people is used to see him, but in a bad way. Mom and dad hang around my table along with Jack's parents. That's kind of funny. How parents actually end up forming the same little groups their kids form. Like my parents and Jack and Summer, Mom all like and get along with each other, and I am see Julian's parents hang out with Harry's parents and Miley's parents. And even the two Max's parents hang out together. It is so funny. All the parents were sharing time with him. all of them were sharing time, and they were together, and that was so funny for him. So now I guess it is true that like six like said mom. Let's go to continue. And now we go with the Aggie doll. As we know, Aggie is also August. Okay, it's like the second name of August, Aggie. So now, for a while, the war was all we talk about. February was when it was really at its worst. That's when practically nobody was talking to us. And Julian had started leaving notes in our lockers. The notes to Jack were stupid, like just think, big cheese, and nobody likes you anymore. So we can see here that Jack, yes, Jack was taking note of everything that was around him. And for that reason, I would thought that what Jack was doing was stupid. Okay? Because Jack wasn't enjoying. Cuando ustedes van a un lugar, ¿verdad? Ustedes van a ver. Es cierto, tienen que poner atención a lo más importante que hay en todo el lugar. Pero en este caso podemos ver que Jack estaba cada rato anotando, 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 todito, y no estaba disfrutando. Siempre nos pasa. So now let's go, guys. I got notes like freak, and another that said, get out of our school, Lord. Summer thought we should report the notes to Mr. Rubin, who was the middle school, Dan, or even Mr. Tusman. But we thought that would be like snitching anyways. It's not like we didn't leave notes too. Thought ours were really memes. They were kind of funny and sarcastic. One was you are so pretty, Julian. I love you. Will you marry? Love below. One person told it to Julian. I love you. Wow. Another one was love your air. Ox below. Another was you are a babe. Tinkle my feet. So bula. I don't know what that means. Really, I don't know what that means, but that sounds so funny. Belua was a made up person that May and Jack came up with. She had really gross habits, like eating the green stuff in between her tongues and sucking on her knuckles. And we figured someone like that would have a real crush on Julia, who look and act like someone in the Crenshaw commercial. There were so couple of times in February when Julian Miles and Harry played tricks on Jack. They didn't play tricks on me. Look, I think because they knew what if they got caught bullying me. I will be a, I will big time trouble for them. Jack, Jack, they figure was an easier target. So one time they stole his gym, sword and splayed monkey in the middle, in the middle with them in the locker room. Another time Smiles, who sat next to Jack in Hom's room, swept Jack's worksheet off his desk, crumpled in a it in a ball, and tossed it to Julian across the room. This wouldn't have happened if Mrs. Petosa had been there, of course, but there was a substitute teacher that day that some never really know what's going on. Jack was good, but this stuff he never let them see. He was upset, though I think sometimes he was. We can see that there are people and that are like telling to Agus, like to Julian, to Jack, sorry, that there's many people that look at them, okay, because they are like with August, people is like judge him, judge them because they are like with August together, and the people is like, oh look, those guys they are with a strange guy and things like that. You already know that, okay. So then a few weeks ago, Julian started spreading the you're pretty no, I already did this one, okay? I don't know. Then a few weeks ago, Julian started spreading this ridiculous rumor that Jack had hired from some hitman to get him and Miles and Harry. This lie was so pathetic that people were actually lauding about him behind his back. At that point, any boys who had still been in his side now jumped ship and were clearly neutral. So by the end of March, on Miles and Henry were on Julian's side, and I think even they were getting tired on the war by then. I'm pretty sure everyone stopped playing the play game behind my back. Two, now one really wrinkles. If I bump into them anyone and people borrow my pencils without acting like a pencil has cutters, people even joke around with the now with me now sometimes. Like the other day, I saw Maya writing a note to Ellie on a piece of igloo doll stationery, and I don't know why, but I just kind of randomly said, "Did you know that guy who created the igloo delis based them on me?" You're talking about that somebody creates the igloos. Okay, do you know what is an igloos, right? An igloos is that when people live in the North Pole. Okay, that's why. Maya looked at me in her eyes wide open, like she totally believed me. Then, when she realized that I was only kidding, she thought it was the funny thing in the world. You know. So Akus told her that the igloos was created like him. Okay, ugly. You already understand, really, guys. They're saying like, you know who creates the uglies, and he made it like me. So the uglies are ugly like him. I really sad. People even joke around with me. Now sometimes like other day, I saw Maya writing a note. I really read this. You're so funny, August, she said. And then she told Ali and some other girls what I had just said, and they all thought it was funny too. Like at the first, they were shocked. But then, when they saw I was louding about it, they knew it was okay to laugh about it too. And the next day, I found a little igloo doll key chain sitting on my chair with a nice little note from Maya that said, "For the nicest Aggie doll in the world. Soxo Mayas." Ah, really nice. 6 months ago, stuff like that will never have happened. But now it's happened more and more. So Agudra is feeling really good because all their classmates, some of the classmates are including him into the group. They are like being very polite with him. Okay, they're being polite. I could feel good. I think that whatever person will feel good for that. Okay. Also, people have been really nice about the hearing aid, and I start wearing. Really nice, guys. Now we go with the Lobot. Let's go to see what is a Lobot. Ever since I was a little, the doctors told my parents that someday I never a hearing aid. I don't know why this always freaked me out a bit. Maybe because anything to do with my ears, brothers, a lot, be a lot. Okay. My hearing was getting worse, but I hadn't told anyone about it. The ocean sounds like that was always on my head. I had been getting louder. It was drawing out people's voices. like I was underwater. I couldn't hear teachers. If I sat in the back on the class, but I knew if I told mom and dad about it, I end up with hearing aid. And I was hoping I could make it through the fifth grade without having that happen. So he's talking that August didn't hear any bad word from other people. He listened just beautiful things. Okay. And he also knew that mom and dad was very proud about him. Mhm. Okay. And he was thinking that, okay, I will go to fifth grade without having any problem because he thought that, and he's thinking that all the boys and girls are like loving him, including him in everything what they are doing. Okay, let's go, guys. Really, really, really nice. Okay, I like this. But then in my annual checkup in October, I flunked the audiology test on the doctor. Was like, dude, it's time. And he sent me to the special ear doctor who looked impression on my ears. Out of all my features, my ears are the ones I hate the most. They are like tiny claws first in the sides of my face. They're too low on my head too. They look like squashes, pieces of pizza. Thou a think stinky out of the top of my neck sometime something. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little, but I really hate it. When the ear doctor first pulled my ears aids out for me and mom to look at iGram, I am not wearing that thing. I announced folding my arms in front of me. I know they probably look kind of big, said the ear doctor, but we had to touch them to the headband because we had no other way for making them so they stay in your ears. So we can see here that Agus is having a big problem with their ears because we can see that like he is like not listening very well, and for that reason he asked and he hate go to the ears doctor. See, normal hearing aids usually have a part that wraps around the outer ear to hold the interband in place. But in my case, since I don't have outer ears, they had to put the earbud on his heavy duty headband that was supposed to run around the back of my head. I can't wear that, mom. I win. You'll hardly notice them, said Mom, trying to be cheerful. They look like headphones. Headphones? Do you know what are headphones, really, guys? Headphones. This one, look. These one are headphones, okay? Headphones, not cell phones. Headphones. Look at that, Mom. I said angrily. I look like Lobot. Which one is a Lobot? Said Mom calmly. Lobo, the ear doctor smiled, had a look at the headphones and made some adjustment. The umpires struck back. The black guy with the cool bionic radio transmitter think that ramps around the back is a school. I'm drawing a blank, said Mom. You know Star Wars stuff? I asked the doctor. I know Star Wars stuff, he answered, sleeping over my head. I practically invented Star Wars stuff. He leaned back on his shirt to see how headband fit and then look it off again. Now, Aggie, I want to explain what all this is. He said, pointing to different parts of one of the hearing aids. This curved piece of plastic over there connects to the tubing on the ear mold. That's why we took those impressions back in December. So that this part that goes inside your ears fits nice and snug. This part there is called the tongue hook. Okay. And this thing is the special part we attach to this cradle here. We loved part, I said miserably. Hey, Lobot is cool, said the ear doctor. It's not like we're saying you are going to look like a jar. Jar, that will be bad. He slid the headphones on my head again. Carefully. There you go, Agus. So, how's that? Totally comfortable, I said. You'll get used then very quickly, he said. I looked in the mirror. My eyes started tearing up. All I saw were these tubes jutting out from either side of my head, like antennas. Like Hagus can listen very well. For that reason, the doctor put in some headphones like antennas. Okay, do you really have to wear this, Mom? I said, trying not to cry. I hate them. They don't make any difference. Give a second, Bobby, said the doctor. I haven't seen turning on yet. Until you hear the difference, you'll want to wear them. And then, and then what? And then turn, turn them on. So, thank you guys for staying here till the end of the video. I hope you could love, I hope you could understand very well this history about August, about what is happening, how the people was really polite with him, okay, and now that he's having problem with his ears, for that reason he can't listen very well. So thank you so much guys for staying here to the end of the video. I will see you tomorrow, okay, in class time. Go to the platform. I already upload and some page, some question for you, and some pages that you must need to learn. And for that reason, you need to answer them. So thank you guys so much for the stay right here. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye, guys.